Hey everyone, what's up? This is Fantasia. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking and watching this video. Thank you guys all for joining me. I'm really excited to have you here. Today's video is going to be super special because it's going to be a Valentine's Day edition, girl. Who doesn't love love? Because I do. But today's video is even more special just because we're going to be talking about self-love. And I think that's the best love, you know. That's one of the best forms of love you can ever learn to give yourself. And that's something that I'm on a journey with, and I just want to share with you guys and get real and get ready. So if you're interested in a cute Valentine's Day look while we discuss self-love and 5 things I've learned on my self-love journey where I'm at right now, I'll be more than happy to share it with you guys. So I would love if you guys would stay tuned for the rest of the video. I also wanted to mention that in today's video, all of the products, the majority of the products that I'm going to be using, makeup products, are going to be Black owned. It's Black History Month, girl. We got to support. We got to show love. So a lot of them are, I think there's a few eye products, my setting spray, and a few other things that I just didn't have that were Black owned. But I would say a good 80% of them are Black owned. And so I got the candle lids. I got the mood set. I would love if you guys stick around and subscribe. I don't even know how this is said. What is it? Subscribe, hit the notification bell. All those things help my channel grow, help things get popping over here, and just stay tuned for the rest of the video. Thank you so much. Alrighty guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started on this face. I'm so excited. Like I said, most of everything will be listed below. And this will be my first kind of like talk with you guys video, which is exciting. So self-love is where I'm at in my life. I have discovered how important self-love is on this journey to maximizing my life and making my life the best it can be. I'm in a phase in my life where I'm 31, I'm single, I don't have any kids, and going through okay, so I'm gonna put this on my lips, sorry. See, this is gonna be me talking, trying to do stuff. It's gonna be the most, but so yeah, 31, single, no kids. I find in the middle of a pandemic, trying to maintain my mental health, feeling I'm in a position to help others, I have to make sure that I'm good. And I feel like I experience a lot of feelings on my own because of many things from my childhood, things from my lifestyle, things from growing up that I kind of feel like I have to deal with, you know. And part of dealing with things is that I have to deal with, meaning I go through those things, feelings of self-doubt, negativity, feelings of low worth. Those are things I all feel. Constantly, continually, not feeling like I'm not enough, self-sabotaging myself, bad relationships. And when I mean relationships, I don't just mean, this is the Mented Cosmetics foundation stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. Mented is a Black owned brand. I love foundation sticks, y'all. But that's what I was saying, if I can remember. Feelings of just not feeling like I'm not enough, self-sabotage. Oh, when I say relationships, I mean relationships as in friendships, relationships, period. Work relationships. You know, those are all things that are a reflection of, you know, things that you're manifesting or things you're going through on the inside. So if I feel a certain way or I'm going through something, more than likely, if I haven't dealt with issues, like for instance, one of the biggest issues that I think I've dealt with is I don't manage stress well. And when I'm stressed, people can hear it in my tone. And I feel like I've had to live a life where I'm in a constant state of stress. Whether I chose to be, whether it's just the circumstances that I was born into. And with that being said, I have found that I've neglected my emotional, mental state. I was not aware of things that I was feeling in my personal life. So for years, I didn't deal with things. I would go through them. I would literally just go through things and I wouldn't deal with them. I wouldn't have good coping skills. I would just tell myself, okay, that's over with, time to move on. And I think that, along with, let me see, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. That, along with just kind of feeling like if I tucked myself in the background or I didn't acknowledge my feelings and myself, I wouldn't have to be the main attraction in my life with people, with my family. And I just didn't acknowledge myself. And I went years with just suppressing my feelings. This is such a good foundation. And with that being said, I just found that self-love was never at the top of my list, for lack of better words. I don't know if all of that made sense, but learning to love myself was not something that was taught to me, was not something that was given to me. I was raised in a single parent home. My dad loving me was something he showed, but it wasn't like in a way where we reaffirmed young girls or you're enough, or it was kind of like tough love. And he did the best he could in a lot of ways, but I still didn't get the nurturing and the loving that I felt like I needed as a young woman. And I just feel like that part of myself was neglected. And here I am 31 years later. Let's take it back 2 years. We can go as far as 29. And I feel like all kinds of crap hit the fan. Like, I just lost myself in so many ways. And I was doing a lot of self-sabotaging. I had a lot of reckless relationships. When I say relationships, I mean around the board. I just didn't have a good quality of life on the inside. With that being said, that reflected, let me move on. I am going to move into concealer, and this is Pat McGrath concealer. I love this concealer. And that reflected in, it just reflected in a lot of negative actions in my life. And so, long story short, I started counseling about a year ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, counseling and getting the help that I need changed my life for the better. And I am not just saying that. You know, getting the help you need can really transform things for you. And as I grow on my channel and open up more, you guys will hear me talk about self-care so much. I'm a wholehearted believer in self-care. And when I talk self-care, I'm not just talking going to get your nails done. I'm not just talking physical appearance, empty heart, empty soul. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about self-care on the level of physical, mental, emotional, financial, taking care of yourself as a whole. We as Black women, we as Black souls have to prioritize ourselves. We can't continue to live ignorantly and just get through life. And then you feel all these negative emotions and you're going through things. Granted, a lot of us have been through things that we can't. Moving forward, 5 things. Okay, so I ended up getting counseling. That was kind of where I was going with that. And counseling has helped me tremendously. Through counseling, I've learned the importance of loving myself and how much loving myself or neglecting the area of not loving myself led to a lot of the decisions and a lot of the spiraling out of control in my life. So here I am today on camera with you guys talking about loving myself. And with that being said, I had to learn. This powder is from LYS, Black owned brand. It is the translucent powder. I haven't even given you guys names of anything. I have them listed below, but this is the LYS Beauty. This is medium tan ambition. But loving myself was, I figured I always put myself on the back burner. That's kind of where the history came in. I put myself on the back burner in so many areas in my life. And I gave other people permission to come into my life and not show me that they love me. So I've through counseling, becoming aware of my feelings and things I've been through, I realized, hey, you've done a lot of things where you weren't. There was no self-love involved. Did that lead to all of this? Did that lead to this situation, that situation? And getting help is a part of self-love. Getting the help you need, acknowledging that I need help is self-love. That's a part of taking care of yourself. So this is Danessa Myricks Beauty Power Bronzer Balm. This is what it looks like. So I basically had to admit that I deserve to be loved. I remember like it was yesterday, the day I realized how much I needed to love myself. I mean, I cried like a baby, y'all. Cried like a baby. Because when that moment hit me, I think I was in my counseling session and I was torn. I think my counselor had asked me something along the lines of, what is love to you? And I listed all these things, these actions and these good qualities. And one of the things I listed on that list of things during my counseling session was grace. With my first counseling sessions, I was so hard on myself in so many ways because I felt so much shame and guilt from all the things I had done, all the mistakes I had made, and I was just hard on myself. Felt like nobody messes up like I do. I had all these just negative feelings, right? And I just was never positive towards myself. Like, who does this stupid stuff? Who's always got all this going on? Blah, 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 blah. And I just ripped myself apart every time I had a counseling session. And I remember that day, it was so hard for me to admit every time I had a counseling session to admit that I needed love. Like, I never admitted that. I was always able to point out all these negative things, but I was never able to just say, I need to be loved. But I remember when I listed those qualities, one of the qualities I listed was grace. And when I listed grace, my counselor said, so learning to love yourself, because I remember telling her, I don't know what loving myself feels like. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And she was like, well, do you not deserve the grace that you feel like love is? And I remember I cried so much, you all. I cried like a baby. Okay. I did. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, I deserve that grace. And I just went in and cried. So I say that all to say that was a day that was almost like transformative to me. The feeling that I felt in that moment, I almost felt like I gave myself a hug. Like, girl, you need to be loved. You deserve, no matter what you've been through, the same grace, patience, kindness, the same thing you would give to someone else, the way you love other people. Why can't you give that to yourself? That was just like a phenomenal moment for me. And I think I've been working towards loving myself more and more every day. And we'll dive more into in other videos what love looks like for yourself, because you know that's gonna take time. But I remember, this is Danessa Myricks, the Dewy Cheek Lip Palette. I just remember I said I'm gonna work on loving myself, self-love, self-care. And that was kind of like the beginning of my journey to learning to love myself. And that the first step in your self-love journey, and where I'm at, is I had to admit I deserve love, whatever it looks like for me. I deserve to be loved, and I deserve to love myself. Moving on to the second point that I'm learning is that one of the things I emphasized with my counselor was, I remember telling her, I don't know what loving myself feels like. I don't know what it looks like. And I kept asking her, and we weren't able to really get a sure answer. But what I will tell you is that loving yourself is not a moment. It doesn't stop at a moment, and it continues to do every day. You're working on loving yourself. So love isn't a destination. It's a journey and it's a lifestyle, but it's something you must do. You know, it's something that you have to, this blush is gorgeous, like gorgeous. It's something you have to do daily. And I mean, when I say daily, I mean, loving yourself isn't gonna look the same every day in every situation. But what I will tell you is that that's your love journey. That's loving yourself. So you have to kind of, you know, see what that looks like for you. What else may loving yourself look like? Loving myself for me looks like, you know, the way I speak to myself, the way I speak about myself, the way I give myself grace in situations. I'm not expected to know it all. And when I do make a mistake, what did I learn from that mistake? That is a version of loving yourself. You don't have to be hard on yourself about everything. Let me continue to move on. This is all said in love, girl. I'm getting serious, but I promise it's all said in love because I'm passionate about my girls feeling good about themselves. What else does loving yourself look like? It can look in different forms, and if you want a separate video on that, just know that it's a destination. It's not a destination, it is a journey. So everything you do must be done in love, which means we're always moving forward because we're always doing. This Fenty Thick Mint bronzer. Just setting my bronzer. Uh-oh, why did I put bronzer on my chin? And so, love this bronzer. I didn't speak up, and I kind of just let people come in my life and do it as they wanted and pleased in my life. And I'm sure people can relate with that, but I feel like that's a telltale sign that if you're allowing people to do that, you don't love yourself enough to know how and when people should be loving you. You're not recognizing that love like interaction. And so I just was like, well, what am I doing wrong? I was always questioning myself, like, what am I doing wrong that people are coming in my life doing what they want to do? I have two blushes here. I have this one from Beauty Bakery, and then I have this one from Colored Rain. I am leaning more towards this one from Colored Rain. So I feel like that's not understanding the love language of how love should be understood and transpired. And I feel like the more you learn to exercise love within yourself, it'll teach people how to treat you in relationships, whether it's man or woman. If you carry yourself and you understand what love is, they will reciprocate, or you're not going to position yourself for people to mistreat you. Or if they're mistreated, you're loving yourself enough to communicate it, or you're not going to continue to put yourself in positions where, you know, people are doing that. So with that, ooh, this is a pretty blush. So I love blush, y'all. With that being said, I'm gonna use this Mented setting powder to set my face, because setting your powders on the sides is not the business. Learning to love yourself will also teach people how to love you, and that's real. And when you know, you know. So I guess this kind of dives into a point I mentioned earlier about what does love look like. I personally take my what does love look like out the Bible, because I think God is love, and I feel like the fruits of love are also the fruits of the Spirit. So patience, joy, peace, kindness, you know, that is what love looks like, right? Gentleness, generosity, self-control, those are all just small examples of love, right? So if you don't know how to love yourself, start there. Be patient with yourself. Talk to yourself. Spend time with yourself. The more you do that, the more you understand yourself. Get help. Work on yourself. Exercise. Take the self-care spectrum. finances, put your financial out there. Mental health, put your mental health out there. Put some goals out there in those areas. And once you do that, you will learn to, wow, this complexion is turning out good. Let me go ahead and, wow, this complexion looks so pretty, you guys. Do my eyes. I have 2 palettes here from Juvia's Place. So self-care spectrum, the way I look at it, I separate it into different areas: mental, physical, emotional, financial. There's some other areas I can't like quite remember right this second, but if you can take your life and divide it up into those areas, set some goals in each of those areas and work on those areas, I think that would be a good place to start, because each of those areas will help you identify elements of who you are. Also start with your values, your beliefs. Start with things that you start there, right? Ooh, this is a pretty palette. I want to do like a monochromatic look. I kind of want I think I'm going to use this palette. This is so pretty. So start in those areas and set some goals. Write some things out in yourself. And I know everyone's life looks a little bit different. So I don't want to dismiss that. I don't want to minimize that, because I know people have gone through things. You know, people have been through things where there's a lot that they're working on, you know? So I don't want to make it like I'm minimizing that. But what I'm telling you is you deserve it, no matter what it is. You deserve to be the better version of yourself. And I absolutely mean that. So, moving forward, oh, I have this thing I want to use, my paragraph that I love. Yeah, so start in those areas: values, beliefs, write those down, goals, achievements. Those are all extensions of who you are and how you can love yourself. But I will tell you that loving yourself, don't get so set on titles and accomplishments. You are you before those things. So that's not me preaching at you. These eyeshadows are bomb. Juvia's Place is bomb. Those things are extensions of yourself, but you are going to have to be with you no matter where you go in life and what you're doing in life, right? So think about that. And one of the other things that I am learning on this self-love journey is that I like it here. More than anything I've experienced in life, learning to love myself has been one of the best decisions I have ever made. And all I'm doing is just taking this eyeshadows are really good, like very good. It's a day-to-day process, and my life doesn't look pretty every day. In fact, the last probably 5 to 6 years have been the worst years of my life. But ever since I decided to take this self-love journey and get what I needed to for me, there's no amount of money, there's no job, there's no person that can replace the joy, the peace, the gratitude, the irreplaceable things that I've gained in this self-love journey thus far. Hear me when I say, and it gets me emotional because I used to be a wreck, y'all. I promise you. Those that know, you know. This is the bomb, y'all. Let me put you on, honey. This is the Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry Wand. This takes the guesswork out of doing your makeup. It is on the pricey side, but it's easy to use. I don't care what nobody say. It intensifies your eyeshadows and it helps them stick. So I like it. And so with that being said, love, I want you to understand that the love you give yourself, no man, no woman can take it away. And that should be enough for you to say that the self-love journey is also worth it. Is it hard? Yes. Okay, girl, it's hard. It's hard, honey. It is so hard. I mean, my first year of getting help was the hardest year. I did a lot of boo-hooing, a lot of not understanding. But baby, when I tell you, you will not regret it. I like it here. Nobody can come into my space and tell me about me. Nobody can come into my space and take from me. You know, those are all things that you should count yourself blessed. And I think one thing, if I can say it, one thing about self-love is that it makes any situation okay. I'm using this shade right here. It's actually probably gonna match my robe. I'm probably gonna try two different, I like this brush. Looks like two different eyeshadows on my lid. What is that? That's a lid brush. But there's just a sense of peace that's irreplaceable with learning to love yourself. It makes your baggage go away. It makes the bad days good days. It makes living life worth it. It makes you understand that your moment that you're living right this second, oh my God, it's fruitful, it's blissful, it's understandable, because all I have is this moment. And in this moment, I'm going to give myself the best. And your mind frame just changes, girl. And I absolutely mean that. So think about it. And if you're having a hard time, you know, send me an email. It'll be down in the description box. Hey guys, so I went ahead and finished the rest of my face off camera. We were getting a little chatty, so I wanted to kind of like, you know, get some of the stuff out the way, but this is the way it turned out. I'm really, really happy to see that it turned out this way. So I'm gonna do the last few things on camera, and then we're gonna go ahead and close out this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use this highlighter because I didn't pick out one, and it's just in the Colored Rain palette. And I'm gonna use, I don't think I have a highlighter brush. The only one I have is this, and this kind of makes stuff come on. Ooh, that's pretty, girl. I don't know how I'm feeling about highlighter anymore. I'm kind of, ooh, like liking the like natural type look. I don't know, girl. Let me know what you think. But yeah, this look turned out good. I didn't end up doing lashes. Me and lashes have a hate-love relationship because, okay. So, got the cheeks blinging, girl. Ooh, got the cheeks blinging. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. I probably won't do a lipstick. I don't think I have a black owned lipstick. I don't think I do, and if I do, I don't know where it's at. But I wanted to feature these because these are special. They're black owned, and they're owned by one of my best friends. By Rainbow Box Pride. We have two lip glosses, so I'm probably going to, shout out to you, Shar. But I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know why I'm feeling this one, but then this one looks cute too. I feel like I'm liking this. Okay, and I'm gonna use the lip liner by Juvia's Place in Brownie. Okay, and we're just gonna apply that through. I mean, I could top the, sorry girl, talking and doing a lip liner doesn't really, like, work for me. Ooh, this is a pretty lip liner. And this is LGS in 3. This is the lip shade color. I'm proud of my best friend for, ooh, these are nice. I like, smell like coconut. I probably should have put this onto a lipstick, but, ooh. Like coconut. the lip line is dark. Ooh, it made it vampy. So this is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really, really loving it. Loving it, loving it. Doing the makeup was just the fun part of it. It was something to do while talking. But, you know, just keeping it real, guys. Self-love is one of the best forms of love. And I'm super excited to have had the time to just sit and chill with you guys. And what perfect time to do it than Valentine's Day, which is the love day. You know, hopefully this kind of brought a positive perspective to, you know, singleness, love, and, you know, your journey through self-love. And if you're not on a journey, girl, start you a journey. You know, there's nothing better than prioritizing yourself at whatever phase in your life you're in. And I wholeheartedly mean that. You have to be with you for the rest of your life. Why not learn to love who you are on that journey? I'm telling you, it makes every stage of life that much sweeter. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on Valentine's Day. Well, this video, yeah, may go up by Valentine's Day. Hopefully. I gotta work this weekend, so hopefully we can get it all edited by then. With that being said, you guys are so loved by me, and thank you for sharing your love. Hopefully you guys continue to stay in support. You can do that by commenting, subscribing. Show your girl some love on this channel. Let's build a community. Love you guys and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.